Okay, for those of you who just joined us, good morning, 7th grade. Now all of you, now's the time you can be loud. Good morning, 7th grade.
Good morning.
Good morning, 7th grade.
Good morning.
That's better. You're getting ready for a holiday vacation. Okay, very good. This morning, guys, you're in for a very special treat. Attention. Thank you to Ms. Lopez. We have a very distinguished speaker here with us this morning. So as I said, you're in for a very special treat. We have with us Mr. John Laesch, who is a military veteran who served as an intelligence analyst in the Middle East. Mr. Laesch is also a graduate of Illinois State University, where he received a Bachelor of Science in History and a minor in Political Science. Mr. Laesch is currently employed as a union carpenter, working for Monarch Construction. He is currently seeking the position of representative of the people of the 14th Congressional District in Illinois. Mr. Laesch feels that his background makes him well suited for an active role in Congress. He spent many years in both Africa and the Middle East, two areas that are becoming critical in the United States foreign relations. Mr. Laesch's parents were Lutheran missionaries in West Africa, and Mr. Laesch was born there in January 1974. His mother recalls that as a young child he was dedicated to the family mission. He often brought his injured or ill playmates to the family home, which served as the village infirmary for bandages and antibiotics. Mr. Laesch's family departed West Africa in 1986 because of political turmoil in the region, and they settled on a farm in Newark, Illinois. Mr. Laesch graduated high school and began climbing the ladder at Amoco before deciding to serve his country in the United States Navy. As a result of his military service, he became more interested in his country's world affairs, so he used his GI Bill to pay his college tuition at Illinois State University. While a full-time student, he worked as a hotel clerk, bartender, and carpenter, and graduated debt-free with a Bachelor of Science in History. He minored in political science and communications and earned a spot on the Dean's List at his 2002 graduation. Would you please welcome Mr. John Laesch.
Good morning. Good morning. Is everybody awake? Yeah. We're going to talk about something that is very exciting. We're going to talk about government. How many people here think that they may want to be involved in our political system someday? Who wants to be president? Well, if you want to be president, you got to be involved now.
All right, crash.
We're actually going to do a little simulation. Today what I'm going to talk about is how a bill becomes a law in the United States Congress, the United States Senate, and then it goes to the President of the United States. Are you guys currently studying the Constitution? How many people are at least familiar with the Constitution? Okay, what I'm going to do, can everybody see this? Can everybody see this slideshow? Should we turn the lights down?
Yeah.
Apparently, we're having a little bit of trouble. I guess I'm going to start off by just saying that our forefathers came into this country, came from a country that had some levels of religious oppression. People were not allowed to speak freely. People were not allowed to choose their elected officials by voting. This is a very similar situation to the country that I was born in. I was born in West Africa, a little country called Liberia. And there, people who had power were people who had access to military might. And we decided, when we came to the United States, our forefathers decided that everybody is created equal, that everybody should have a voice in government, that everybody's voice, including your voice, should be heard, and that your opinion should be taken to Washington, D.C. They came up with a representative form of government that uses three branches, and that's what this slide shows. The legislative branch is composed of the House and the Senate. In the middle you have the executive branch, that's the President's office, the President of the United States. And then on the other side we have the judicial branch. Those are the judges, the people with the big black coats and little, lots of gray hair. So they're usually old people. If you want to go to the next slide, this is what Illinois looks like. These are the maps that we use to determine who gets represented and how. We have, in Illinois, we have 19 members of the House of Representatives. This is the seat that I'm trying to hold in Washington, D.C. And you can see the little star up there. We're in Illinois' 14th Congressional District. So we're one of 19. And what my job is to take your concerns to Washington, D.C. And when we talk about legislation, we talk about laws, that I listen to your concerns and take those to the floor of the House of Representatives. So if you have an opinion, you're supposed to call my office, tell me what that opinion is, and then when I go to the floor of the House of Representatives, I'll vote how you asked me to. We also have 2 senators. Does everybody know who the 2 senators are from the state of Illinois? Senator Dick Durbin and Senator Barack Obama. If you want to go to the next slide. So this is a bill. Now, a bill doesn't look quite like that. This is an actual bill that was passed in 2003. You can see it's over 300 pages long. It's a huge piece of legislation, and it has lots of little details. This one here is called H.R. 1. Now, if a bill is very important and gets a low number, because this one is number 1, it was considered very important by the members of the House at that time. So it had a very high priority level. If a bill has a very high number, like H.R. 2350, it gets a low priority number. So this was a very important bill that they worked very hard to pass in the floor of the House. I'm going to try and show you briefly, we're going to go through this, and then we're actually going to enact it. I'm just curious, does anybody have a law that they would like to see passed? Go ahead. He wants school for only 3 months.
Yes.
How about you? No dress code. You don't want school to start as early in the morning? What time do you want school to start? 9 or 10? Hold on, everybody be quiet, I can't hear. So immigrants to be able to live free in the United States? Okay, go ahead. The same thing. I got one back there. Legalizing marijuana. We're not going to talk about that. Starting school at 10 o'clock. Oh, hold on. I'm going to write some of these down, all right? Okay. No dress code. I'm going to compromise. I had to start school at 9 o'clock and I start school at 10 o'clock. So we're going to have start school at 9:30. How's that? How about 10? I had one on immigration reform. Which ones did I miss? Somebody wanted 3 months of school, right?